Archimex login confirmed.
Welcome to the Lodge. You've accessed
the Lodgecast experience.
Warning, warning, dangerous spoilers ahead. Enjoy. When the Archimex login is confirmed and the theme song kicks in, we go somewhere we've never been before. Not just entertained, but reborn together. Dazzling hot takes and bone counts I can feel. Somehow, Glenn Danzig's films feel good on a podcast like this. Our hosts feel like the best part of us, and live rewrites feel perfect and powerful, because here they are. Met's Movie Lodgecast. We make movie podcasts better.
The Lodgecast is a little podcast where we watch weird movies, so you don't have to.
The Lodgecast, baby.
Lodgecast, gonna smoke grass. Lodgecast, listen movie pass. Lodgecast,
We're gonna watch some crap.
Lodgecast.
And then the Lodge Master chats.
With Lucas and Bishki.
Episode 167, At Long Last, Wonka. Hello and welcome to the Super Bowl of all Lodgecasts. I'm your Lodge Master. With me as always is Brother Bishki.
I got an AMC ticket.
We are in Minnesota tonight, so Lucas is back on the left coast. But hopefully, God willing, we will have a call in later. Say your prayers. But with us tonight in his stead is the famous, the infamous sisters Clara.
Hello.
And Emma.
Howdy.
And the grand return. You haven't heard him grace these airwaves since the amazing All-Timer Cats episode years ago. It's Brother Tucker.
So honored to be back.
And Tucker, it's come to my attention, you have listened to every episode except for the classic episode that you were on. Defend yourself.
Well, I was very embarrassed by how I was.
You don't even know how you were. You have no clue.
Well, I think what it was is that I felt bad because I didn't really understand what the podcast was.
Oh, sure.
And then
that's the best.
During the lockdown, I had a whole come to the Lodgecast because I would listen to it while I was making dinner.
Yes.
And I all of these people I fell in love with, and I fell in love with the show, and so I'm embarrassed by not knowing what I was on.
Well, fear not and circle back, because that is a key episode in our history.
Probably 4 years ago today.
Yeah, it was for me. It was right before the lockdown. So
yeah.
It's like novelty app quality in a lot of regards.
So the body's not connected to the people who were like the actual fate?
I don't really know.
I don't understand at all what happened. And it was very disturbing.
Yeah.
I think I would go with a half a bone.
One half, the Roger Ebert Memorial half bone.
Nice.
Yeah, it was real rough.
You've gone from Cats to Wonka.
CGI madness. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
And sisters Clara and Emma, on a scale of 10 to 1,000, how in love with Timothee Chalamet are you guys?
Oh. I could care less, I guess. I don't.
You haven't come around on our boy Chalamet?
I don't know.
It feels a little, I don't know. He just seems like such a young boy that I don't feel like.
He's a wisp of a man.
Yeah, not really my thing.
Have you guys Duned yet?
I did Dune.
I did Dune.
Okay.
You Dune?
Did you Dune?
I watched it on one of the streamers. Yeah.
Bones and all? No.
Did you see Bones and All, his cannibal love story?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about that one.
Okay, I'll skip that one.
I
But
mostly
did enjoy
know him through GIFs or GIFs.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
He is
yeah,
good
yeah.
for those.
He's very, very strong in those.
And I liked him in Little Women, the
There you go.
updated one with
Mhm.
Saoirse
Yep.
Ronan.
Okay, so we're heading into his version of Willy Wonka. It kind of scrambles my brain just thinking about it. And I saw part of the trailer and I had to shut it off because I'm like, I can't taint the well. Like
I haven't seen a frame. I've been closing my eyes.
This is too good.
I've seen only a still of Hugh Grant
Yes.
as
Yeah.
the Oompa Loompa. and
We already
As
know.
all of the Oompa
We already
or
know
just one?
Hugh
I
Grant.
don't know.
I mean, if Hugh Grant's not the salad character in this
Mhm.
film, then they're doing something
Yeah.
completely wrong. Hugh Grant is all the Oompa Loompas.
He's got he's got sad eyes.
Yeah.
So that helps, I think, for
those,
that.
those haunted eyes.
Yeah.
He's seen it. He's
Mhm.
seen things.
Yeah, he kind of looks like. I went back and watched. I was doing some data entry last night
Nice.
and watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory,
Okay.
which is a good kids film. 3 Bones.
Nice.
Very tough to fill the shoes of
Gene
Gene
Wilder.
Wilder.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I'm still doing data entry.
Yeah, you did.
So-
you did. Tell me you
So I
did.
went
Did
back
you do DAP?
Went down to 2005.
Yes.
And watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
Oh, I
which
could
I'd
never do that.
which I'd never seen.
I will
I'd
never.
which
I
I'd
will
never
never see
seen.
it.
I
Oh,
fell
I've seen
asleep
it.
in it. I watched it in the IMAX in Duluth in college. I was hungover, so I fell asleep.
I've heard things over the years
You
about
heard
it.
things.
I mean, it was a big hit, actually. People don't realize.
But what happened last night?
It does not hold up. And
Oof.
it hurt. And then
You know,
like-
Michael Jackson wanted that role really badly.
Oh.
what the
Yikes.
Oompa Loompa?
Johnny, no, Johnny.
Okay.
That should have been the consolation.
Because
Yeah.
there are salad because they don't use the music from the original. They use
New music.
they use new Danny Elfman tracks, and each one of them is a salad dragon. It's the Oompa Loompa perform. This one guy
Yeah,
performing, but he's like multiplied with CG,
right.
and then he performs these crazy Danny Elfman tracks after each of the kids die.
I heard that once that actor realized that he was being duplicated and triplicated and thousandcated,
Yeah.
he
he wanna get
renegotiated
paid?
his contract and he
Oh,
got
nice.
paid over $1 million.
Oh, nice.
Good
He
for
should've.
him.
to do
Good
that.
for him.
Yeah.
Good for him because he did his best. But those Danny Elfman songs. Oh man. Oh
Oof.
man. It's one bone.
One bone.
for,
Okay.
for the Dragons.
Okay.
Is it like laundry folding or nah?
If you can stomach
Laundry
it,
burning.
if you can stomach it. I mean, I was doing data entry and I was like, I don't think I can get through the last half hour.
It feels like it's probably pretty long too.
it's 2 hours.
All
yeah.
I remember about it is his terrible veneers.
Yeah.
It's like hard to look
Yeah.
at his mouth.
No depth. Yeah, he had terrible teeth in, and then
Trump veneers.
he was acting like Jim Carrey, kind of like it.
Mm.
So that makes me worry for Chalamet.
So
a lot.
what? Yeah, like what is Chalamet going to do? He's going to be singing, maybe dancing a little bit. Like,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Is it a musical?
yes.
Okay. See, I don't know anything.
Have you seen the original one?
Yeah.
Oh.
But isn't this like the prequel kind of?
It's
Yeah.
a
It's like his-
prequel.
Oh, it
I
is?
I
Oh.
forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like his origin story.
Oh, no.
Sounds like him and his
Yeah.
dad.
Wait.
Oh no.
How did I get tricked into this?
Oh no, I forgot about that wrinkle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little better than watching a remake of
of a remake.
Well, Tucker, I hope you're right. But
Yeah.
I'm
But
sure
I don't think-
everybody loves a
'cause
prequel.
well, I'm not looking forward to it.
I mean,
but
the first one is based on the Roald Dahl book.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's not like a Roald Dahl Wonka origin story. This
No.
is just
I don't
made
think
up.
so.
No.
I think this is a make 'em up.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of potential fake news that we're following here. We don't really know.
One true piece of news is there's Wonka gummies at the
Ooh.
AMC candy stand. At least there was all over LA.
Do you think there'll be a Wonka drink at MacGuffin's?
Will
Will
MacGuffins be open?
That is the real question.
Will it even be open at 4 p.m. on a Thursday?
Yeah, but I was like, why not the chocolate bar with the golden ticket that AMC gives you to do something special? Like,
Yeah.
But
well,
anyway.
maybe this version has something to do with gummies instead of the chocolate.
True.
It's all gummy
You just
based.
get real
Sounds
high.
Oh my God. Well, speaking of which, I did smuggle some Wonka vapor into this fair state. So if anybody needs to partake to get through this 2-hour film,
it's fully legal.
It is.
It is. So, oh boy. I haven't heard word on the street or felt rumblings off the street that this is the same, like, caliber of miscalculation as Cats. I think people are letting it slide.
Do you think Cats walked so Wonka could fly?
I think that's exactly what happened, and that's what I'm praying as we go in here tonight. So, woo.
Let's find out.
Love and light, y'all.
Love and light.
Woo. We are back from the film. I can't wait to talk Timmy Chalamet. Oh my God. I mean, I'm so glad we're here, guys.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we're doing this. This is the right movie to end the year on, for sure. And you guys all right? You guys?
Oh, yeah.
You guys still
I'm
alive?
flying high.
Drowning in chocolate. So much chocolate.
Well, let me say this. We sat down and I was hoping this would happen. I looked over and classically Clara had her knitting out.
Yep.
That's how we know shit's about to go down. It's when the knitting starts. It's such a cozy, comforting feeling. No matter what's going on screen, if that knitting's going on, it feels like everything's going to be all right. So thank you for that, Clara.
Yeah. I mean, my pleasure, as always.
What are you working on currently?
Well, I only knit dish rags in the theater.
That's
She's got a hard rule.
That's a very good rule.
Yeah.
So is there anything special about this dish rag, or is it just
No, it's just a pattern that I don't have to be able to see to knit
perfect. And are you going to put a big Wonka W on it? Just so
I
you
could.
remember where you were?
I will. I'll plan to.
It's got that Wonka magic in it.
Yeah.
Washes those dishes really well.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I'm bursting at the seams to talk Timmy, but before we do so...
Fishy! What's that shot?
RottenTomatoes.com, based on the extraordinary character at the center of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Roald Dahl's most iconic children's book.
Sounds like a fake name, but
it's real. And one of the best-selling books of all time, Wonka, tells the wondrous story of how the world's greatest inventor, magician, and chocolate maker became the beloved Willy Wonka we know today.
Multi-hyphenate.
Yeah.
Bury it.
Oh, that's it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh.
I
No
thought we were settling in for a long winter's nap there.
No mention of Chalamet or Hugh Grant.
So, okay. It starts, and instead of directed by, it's a confection by Paul King. Did you guys notice that?
I did
Paul
not.
King
I did not.
joint or confection.
Yeah. Paul King's the Paddington guy. Anyone,
I think so,
Anyone
yeah.
seen these Paddington movies?
Absolutely not.
No. I've heard I've heard they got
I've heard
great
things about Paddington.
Great reviews.
And Paddington, people swear by Paddington 2.
Paddington 2 is one of the highest on Rotten Tomatoes of all time.
Bishki and I have had that on our personal to watch list.
Yeah.
We're like, we got to cover it. We just got to watch Paddington.
What's going to compel you to watch Paddington 2? I don't know.
So we end up watching Bronson action movies instead. But we experienced this Paul King confection. And God damn it, Timmy Chalamet, such a fancy little dandy boy in this.
Oh.
Like that outfit. How do you describe that outfit?
I mean, it is fairly iconic. You know, the hat and the...
But there's like a different tailor to Timmy's, sinewy body.
Right.
And I have to say, there's something creepy about him to me. And that's why I love it. He low-key like creeps me out more than Johnny Depp creeps me out. Like Johnny Depp is more in your face creepy.
You didn't see Charlie in the
that one.
But I've stared in Depp's eyes a lot, like trying to figure out if I need to see that movie, and I never quite make
stared in his Wonka eyes.
Stared in his Wonka eyes. Yes.
That are
black as night. Yes.
Yeah.
But there's something. It's all in the eyes because Chalamet, no matter how wacky he gets, and he does get wacky in this movie, his eyes stay dead like Ted Bundy eyes.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it kind of like amazing to me. He'll be like dandying about, but he looks like he's just saying what he needs to say, so you let your guard down so he can stab you in the neck.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's supposed to be going on.
Yeah.
But I think it's just poor acting.
I mean, I was just going to say, I think that's the look that he has on his face most of the time.
I think it's Chalamet being Chalamet, which I think is okay after watching Johnny Depp put on a weird accent and go Jim Carrey mode and let out these little laughs throughout.
Yeah, he doesn't really, he's not super effective.
It's pretty much, they didn't give him an accent, Chalamet, and they just let him be himself and be the charmer he is.
Because he's not British.
No.
He's just a regular guy. He feels like he should be British or something.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody else is British, but he's not.
Well, except for Keegan-Michael Key.
With his Chicago accent.
True.
So, yeah, who are we dealing with? We got some heavy hitters. We got Olivia Colman,
who I love. And
the heaviest hitter,
she was great.
Yeah, she's always great.
We got Rowan Atkinson.
Mr. Bean
popped up.
And Rich Fulcher from the Mighty Boosh is in there. We got a lot of people just sprinkled in. But Chalamet's at the dead center. I guess Willy
The dead center. The dead eye center.
Yeah, the dead eye center. Like Willy Wonka does, he does grow up to be Willy Wonka, and Willy Wonka's kind of a child murderer in a lot of ways.
Yeah. There's a darkness to him.
There's a darkness to him. So maybe he's following that. But yeah, it might just be the way he acts no matter what. And maybe he's just not suited for this level of fucking whimsy.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
This is, it looks kind of like Cats. It feels kind of like Cats. It kind of smells like Cats. But it's not quite Cats.
It's on an upper level. It's not as bad visually or as great musically.
Right. That's yes.
Or good weird enough.
Right. Yeah. It could have been a lot weirder. But I will say this. This is one of the dorkiest movies I've seen in recent memory. It is just pure dorkitude. And the songs.
Let's talk about the songs.
We have to talk about the songs.
When we open on Chalamet on the boat.
Yes.
And he starts singing, and that's the first thing that happens visually and auditorily.
Orally.
I was worried. And then
yes, he gives you pause when he's
I didn't love that where we were going in that moment.
Right.
But then I kind of got back on board with some of the music, and I liked where some of the motifs from the 70s version came in.
Yes.
It was really nice.
You know, it kind of reminded me of the start of the Will Smith Aladdin.
Oh, yeah.
And
yes,
I
he
was
on a
also
boat.
Very nervous about the movie. And I ended up being validated in that feeling. But that's kind of what it kind of felt like a bad Aladdin.
Some of these lyrics that you have to put up with, and this will be your smell test. A pocket full of chocolate and a hat full of dreams. That's what we're dealing with. That's kind of the tone that we're dealing with. And chocolates that will make your eyes pop out of their socolates.
Love that one.
That's good.
That feels very Wonka. Like the snozberries taste like snozberries.
It's so...
The chocolate that makes your eyes pop out of their socolate.
It's classic Wonka right there.
Yeah.
And some of the chocolates that he gives out, like... I could watch just like a string of people eating these chocolates and having weird effects happen, you know?
It made me hungry.
It did. And the fact that he'll, will show somebody eating a chocolate and he'll say, it includes this, that, and the tears of a Russian clown. Like, I like that.
Yeah, there were some real dark, like,
well, that's very
nuanced.
Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
It's like there's a little bit of dark and stormy in the midst of the sort of.
I did not care for
colorful
watching
world.
and hearing people eat the chocolate.
You didn't like the ASMR?
No.
Just this morsel of chocolate. That can get a little much, especially when it's British mouth close-ups of just like chocolate consumption. So we got 3 villains hamming it up, these 3 chocolatiers. What do we think about these guys?
Serviceable.
I like that they were like playing it to the hilt. Like, this is not a time for subtlety.
No. They were giving it their all, but it was pretty dorky.
And wasn't Slugworth in the original? Wasn't he like the bad guy?
Oh, that's a good question.
Was he the guy with the scar?
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, that's probably right. Yeah, you're probably right.
Timothee Wonka Chalamet goes into this inn run by Olivia Colman, and he signs this contract, this odious contract that this girl that works in the inn named Noodle warns him against signing. She's like, read the small print. And immediately he signs it, and he's like, oh, this appears to be in order. And I'm like, Wonka, like, what are you doing, man? I'm losing faith in my hero here. Like, you always want Wonka to be one step ahead of it. But nope, he signs it, and he is trapped in this place.
Folding laundry.
Folding laundry with these other captives.
To the Scrub song.
Yeah. First you pick up the apparel and you stick it in the barrel. Scrub, scrub.
When you take it to the mangle and you turn the giant handle. Scrub, scrub.
It is definitely a laundry folding certified because we see people folding laundry on screen.
When you watch the silly film, you should be folding laundry. Folding. Oh, yeah.
We got to talk about that we learn in that moment shortly thereafter that Wonka cannot read.
He is illiterate.
Which I don't love.
Why do we have this thread?
He's so poor, so illiterate.
Why do we have this? Just to have Noodle have something to do? Like to have them to have some sort of interaction?
Probably creating intimacy between them.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the teacher?
Speaking of intimacy between them.
Speaking of intimacy, Wonka and Noodle sneak out, and he's got to get a special ingredient. That brings us to the salad dragon.
The Salad Dragon. A scene in a movie that is so bizarre, baffling, or transcendent that it instantly justifies the price of admission. Or Reese Witherspoon's leafy transformation in A Wrinkle in Time.
They go to this zoo in order to get giraffe milk for his confection. And I kind of like what they did with the security guard. It's another like fun chocolate moment where they give him a chocolate that simulates like a wild night out where he eats it. It makes him drunk. It makes him like call his lost love of his life and then pass out muttering to himself. Like, I like that stuff. Granted, I had smoked beforehand, so I was like completely on this movie's wavelength by this point.
Mm-hmm.
So when they go into the zoo to the giraffe enclosure, it is such a tough like scene to take in a kid's movie. It's this weird kind of darkly sensual giraffe milking scene.
Yeah.
And
she's scratching the giraffe's chin.
She's scratching his chin while he like creeps under its udder to get that sweet giraffe milk. Like what is going on here?
Like when Doolittle's pulling the salad out of the dragon.
Yeah. So they have lines when he's milking the giraffe that I wish I had the audio too, but I will try to recreate here. So this is Noodle speaking to Wonka as he milks the giraffe. Have you done this before? Just once, in Africa. Was she wild? Oh, she was furious. You're pretty silly, Willy. That is spoken dialogue in this movie. Well, Timothee Chalamet is milking a giant digital giraffe.
Mm-hmm. And that's when things get a little too close for comfort for me between old Wonka and young Noodle.
It segues seamlessly into this like forlorn ballad sung by Noodle at first.
Giraffe at first.
Yeah, why not make them the same age and just...
If I can get a clip of this Noodle song, I will play it right here. This is the Pinocchio Holy Smokio song of 2023, in my humble estimation.
Noodle, noodle, apple strudel. Some people don't and some people doodle. Snakes, flamingos, bears, and poodles. Singing this song will improve your moodle. Noodle-dee-dee, noodle-dee-dum. We're having oodles and oodles of fun.
That's also when I started thinking about the Wonka Noodle age gap. Like what? Like because it gets kind of romantic with these
Well, they're
two.
slow dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do this whole musical dance.
I think it would have been a little different if maybe Noodle were younger.
Right.
She's of an age where she's like a tween.
She's
so
a tween. Like go younger or older, but not the Noodle we got. Like it's just a strange situation.
And the grooming of it, and not just. I mean we can work together, kid, and we're both orphans, and da da da. But but then the like layer of the drug of it all.
Oh, we need to talk about that because this is around the time that I realized Willy Wonka in this movie is a hipster steampunk drug dealer with no bones about it because it gets more pointed later. But he's got like his mobile lab that he takes around that he makes chocolates with, like with little tinctures and stuff. And we find out that Noodle has never had chocolate before.
Gotta get her hooked.
We gotta get her hooked. He says to her, and I quote, "You've never had chocolate? Dark, light, nutty, absolutely insane?" Just imagine dead-eyed Chalamet trying his best to like really impart that line. And so he gives her a chocolate, this fucking hipster drug dealer dandy boy. And she's a little sad. And he's like, "What, you didn't like it?" And she's like, "No, I'm just sad that I won't be able to have it every day." He's fucking getting her hooked on his fucking Wonka smack.
Yeah.
And you just follow the thread. The cops are always after him, trying to hassle him. He's trying to like sell it to the community, get the community hooked.
Community's flying.
And the bigger, more established drug dealers are like, no.
And they're watching the community literally float and fly away. Like everybody's tripping. It's a complete second layer running throughout this children's film, which is great, especially if you yourself are stoned and you're looking for anything to latch onto in this shit.
Yeah.
But alas, at least in my opinion, Noodle kind of has dead eyes too. So
I know, but her name is so fantastic.
Her name is Noodle, and it offsets the dead eyes. But it's tough when you got Timmy Shells and Noodle dead eye locked together, like looking at each other. They're whimsical on the exterior, but the eyes are like they're two psychopaths like sizing each other up. It's very strange. And there's the possible romantic element that is unsettling. Right. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
I think too, it's like the CGI doesn't help, right? So it's like that's like another layer of acting that they have to do.
That's really true. So, and you can tell in a lot of scenes that they're not really, they probably weren't shooting together. Like they're not really looking at each other.
Right.
There's a scene where he's talking to Noodle through this captive window, and you can tell they're shot like weeks apart and maybe in different countries, you know? Very unsettling to see that.
Yeah.
But again, like we're probably just looking at it on a deeper, desperate
We're
level.
trying to find anything about it.
Right.
Well, some of us were not. Some
Right.
of us really liked it.
Right, exactly. Some of us were completely entertained, no problems whatsoever. So that's when we get to the Bishke bathroom blooper.
Bishke's bathroom bloopers.
Sorry.
You thought you were safe.
Yeah.
Nobody's safe in Wonka Town.
I didn't see Hugh Grant coming.
So this bathroom blooper, it's a subtle one, but it sets the stage for Hugh Grant's imminent arrival. It's a little monologue that Chalamet gives about the little orange man with green hair that has been following him, and he wants to kill him or something. You know,
A little paranoia, a little drug paranoia.
You see some drug paranoia. Yes, he's hallucinating this little orange man. And
Comes in his window and steals his chocolates.
Right. And so, Bishke, you just missed that. I thought you were going to miss Hugh Grant's arrival. I was sure of it. Once you got up, I'm like, that means Hugh Grant's showing up. But we're an hour in, you sat back down, and finally, the salad character.
I guess I'm just a character.
Ba, boom, ba.
He crawls through the window.
I was so excited in this moment. I was like, my hands were in fists. I was shaking a little.
You put your knitting down a little bit?
I was so excited.
Yeah, and Hugh Grant pronounces it Oompa-Loompa. And the only reason I kind of hesitate to make him the salad character, and it brings me no joy to report this, but his eyes are dead too. So, and you can't deny it. Like, he does not look like he's having fun. He does not want to be there. So you have your center three characters, all dead Ted Bundy eyes staring at each other. It is so funny.
But like singing about candy.
But singing about candy, and everything is supposedly pretty chipper. But there's a reason that Hugh might look like this. And while we were watching the film, I clipped out these little news snippets of this profile they did on him about his time as an Oompa-Loompa. And it reads as follows. The Notting Hill actor didn't know whether he should act with his body or not. And when he raised the question to the production crew, he, quote, never received a satisfactory answer. And then this is Hugh talking. And frankly, what I did with my body was terrible. And it's all been replaced with an animation, he added. And then the final bit. When asked if, in hindsight, it was all worth it considering the finished product, Grant quipped, not really. I mean, you could just see him saying that, too.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
With
Wasn't
his
my
fluttering
thing.
of his eyes.
I can see him, just being embarrassed at the final product of this.
Like covering his face. I did it for my children.
Digi-body and just kind of pissed off.
What have I done? How far have I fallen? But yeah, so you got Oompa-Loompa on the scene. Oompa-Loompa. You got Constable Keegan-Michael Key getting fatter and fatter from the chocolate he's being paid, which was kind of shocking that they did that in 2023.
Some fat shaming.
He looks like Weird Al from Fat. And it's just strange to see, like, can you do that anymore?
Well, get stuck in his car.
Right. Like
old school fat joke.
Old
basically.
school.
Yeah.
Yes. Classic. So that was a little interesting, but the drug thread kept going with him. And that's when it becomes real clear that the filmmakers know what they're doing, where he's being paid off in chocolate by these chocolatiers. And he's like, about to do his latest nefarious deed, and he's like, I need to get paid in advance this time because these chocolates aren't hitting like they did the first time. Like that's when it really locks in. And I'm like, okay, all right. So there's a song that I assume is called Sorry Noodle.
Oh,
it's a brief song, but it's a potent ballad.
Sorry Noodle, I guess I got carried away. Sorry Noodle, I hope you'll forgive me one day.
That's when old Chalamet Wonka is getting exiled from town. and he's put on a boat. There's some more Oompa-Loompa antics. Like, with Hugh Grant on the boat, when he's lounging, like, is that funny? Is that good? Like,
I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell either. I couldn't tell what the tone was because he's so checked out.
I was happy anytime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was amusing.
Present.
He brought the love and light. He was like my North Star.
Bright, shining bright star, orange star.
Little North Star.
Yeah.
I guess, listen, maybe I'm just being too hard on Hugh Grant because I know he hated being in it. But yeah, it's better to have him there than not have him there.
Yeah.
I'll give it that.
I could have used like 100 Hugh Grants.
Well,
But-
that's what
They
you'll get in
couldn't
the
afford
sequel.
it.
Save it for the sequel. Think about his contract negotiation to come back to this.
Yeah.
So the boat blows up. It was a trap, but Oompa and Wonka get out in time, which is cool. We're introduced to these weird robed priest chocolate addicts.
Yeah.
Tucker, you grimace. What do you think about those guys? They're like Gregorian chanting about chocolate.
Yeah, that was amusing. I like the weird Mr. Bean asking a question and then they giving the sort of like sort of response and chant, which was great. I just didn't like it because there were too many villains, too much plot. It was too plotty, and the pacing was strange in that way.
Well,
where I was like, oh, here's this other layer of some more bad people.
An actual layer.
Well, kind of a layer.
Yeah, it was like Ocean's 11.
Well, that's when we get to Emma's little capelet.
Yeah.
And it's this is where I wrote down boring.
Okay, well, I kind of was like, here is just, we're gonna wrap this up with a neat little bow.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11 style. Everybody plays their part, which, I mean, it was very minimal, but
right.
It wasn't a very complicated caper. It was just sort of,
they're just trying to get into this
here, let's
vault.
put a giraffe inside and then
Yeah.
we'll smuggle you. Like, there was nothing, there were no stakes. The stakes were not very high.
When they brought the giraffe back, I was like, leave the giraffe alone. The giraffe's been through enough.
Right.
Yeah. Leave him alone.
And if literally you can just make chocolate to make people do anything, and you're going into a place where all they want is chocolate,
Yes.
throw chocolate.
Oh,
at
it's
them.
so easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy to do.
Yeah.
Just give them a chocolate that makes them want to open a vault for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that happens is, like, as the danger increases, Noodle and Wonka's dead eyes don't meet the intensity
No,
of
they
what's
just get
supposed to
deader.
happen.
That I did notice.
They just get more dead. The higher the danger, the deader the eyes, which is the wrong. The eyes are going the wrong way. So the chocolatiers devise this thing where they're going to drown them in chocolate.
Death by chocolate.
As you would.
Death by chocolate.
Yeah.
This is kind of the big finish, and
And at this point, as they are reaching the point where they're gonna, death is imminent.
yes,
He says, take a deep breath with all the passion of a dead fish.
yes,
Like,
of like
there's
an income
nothing
tax
happening. Yeah, like-
report.
Exactly.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, well, I guess we're dead
I guess
now.
we're gonna die. And then he's like dropping some of his fucking Wonka dope in the chocolate, and he's like, at least we're gonna drown in Wonka chocolate. And she's like, we don't have time for that. And
Think about a plan.
think
man.
about a plan, and he doesn't have one. He's like not that clever. Anyway, they're in this chocolate, and they keep rising up. They're like looking through this little window in the floor, and they see the evil chocolatiers, and you just can't help but think that they're like in a sewer, and it's shit. Like, it looks like
It does appear that way.
Looks
well,
like they're about to
particularly
drown in
since
shit.
that's been the escape plan when the cops are out to get them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're going in the sewer.
They're
So
going-
now this is
they're like-
mimicking that. It's not a great
No,
look.
they're like Ninja Turtle Wonka action, and you just can't escape it.
Yeah.
It's liquid shit.
And when they come out,
When they come
They're
out,
covered in
they're
it.
just
they're covered in it.
dried shit.
It's
Well,
like
so our man Oompa
Oompa.
saves the day.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
But
I don't know what.
only because he wants to get paid. Like, everybody's
Yes.
just in it for themselves.
They're
you know?
motivated by their own greed. And when they do come out and it's like Shitter's Full Wonka edition, their big second overture is to have this chocolate supply erupt out of this fountain, which is unmistakably like a sewage issue. It looks like shit is spraying everywhere. Everybody is like pouring themselves a hot cup of liquid shit. It's so tough to watch and think about chocolate. I mean, I'm not the depraved one
Keep
here.
it to the bars.
Right?
Yeah.
Like keep it in bar shape.
Speaking of chocolate bars, so the whole time he's like, my mom wasn't here. My mom wasn't here. He never tried opening that bar of chocolate before?
Yeah.
No, because that was all he had left.
Sally Hawkins shows up.
Yeah.
There are some weird what do we think about the flashbacks?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm not that into him.
Well,
I didn't like the one where he was with his mom. Because I'm like, he's like 12 in that. Like, why hasn't she taught you how to read?
Good point.
And
Good point.
if she's writing you this letter about how to what the magic of chocolate is.
Yeah, why not just tell him?
Well, she's expecting him to have learned how to read by some point.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, learn it on the streets, kid. Learn it in the sewers. So he does open his mom's magical chocolate bar. And I thought this was kind of the reason for the season, what it says on this little golden ticket that he finds in there. And it's how I feel about what we're doing tonight. It reads, "It's not the chocolate that matters. It's the people you share it with."
Oh.
So, I mean, that's truly what we do. It's like no matter what the official Wonka bone count's going to be, immaterial. Being together is always a 4-bone experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
So,
Wonka.
that's what I feel. And when he finally sings the hit song, when he finally sings Freebird at the end,
come with me.
That's just a victory lap. That's just setting up the sequel. Do we think we're going to get a sequel?
Yes.
No.
Really?
Let's put our bets down tonight.
I think if it makes over, because Tim Burton's one made over 400 million. If it makes over 400 million, it will get a sequel.
Okay. All right.
Do we know what the budget was?
I'm guessing it was
huge.
100.
Had to be
It was 100.
Had to be pretty big.
Okay.
I wonder what the take-home money for Chalamet was for this.
Yeah.
And I wonder what the Hugh Grant take-home
Yeah.
paycheck was. It had to be nice. It had to be
I
sugary.
mean, on that point, though, I am glad that they had a British man playing the Oompa Loompa
That's
rather
true.
than in the old version where it's sort of ethnically ambiguous.
Right.
And getting more into the colonial
Right.
aspects
And the
of
Tim
things.
Burton
So,
version. Ooh.
Yeah, not great.
Less said about the Burton, the better. Let's go to them Chalamet Wonka bones! All right. Clara, you are famous for being first to bone. So you are first to bone.
First to bone. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's really an honor every year to get to sit in this moment.
Yes.
Knowing that my voice is on every episode. Of
Every
the podcast.
episode.
So I think I might have a different
Oh, I love it.
vibe than
Love and light. This is
the
going to be
rest
love
of
and light.
people in the vehicle. Because I had a good time.
Hell yeah.
I could see myself stopping if this movie, flipping through channels, see Timmy
See it
and
through.
Noodle.
Sweet Noodle.
Sweet Noodle. I loved Olivia Colman's character, and so I would, just for her performance,
Yeah.
watch it again.
I could see that
Kind of
being
a
a whole
Miss
spin-off
Hannigan.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Hannigan vibes for
Yeah.
sure.
And there were a couple of songs that I bebopped to a little bit.
Hell yeah.
So I'm a 3-bone gal
Yes.
on this one.
Yes. That is great. Oh, I love that love and light. All right. How are we going to bounce around here? Brother Tucker, what are you going to do?
Oh.
You weren't bopping as much, but
I
you
was
did
not bopping.
You did turn to me slowly a few times.
I was wondering what the hell I was doing.
What am I doing here?
In the afternoon. Yeah, not my favorite.
No.
This
isn't your favorite film?
Not my favorite film. The songs were, it's they just pick a word and sort of like focus on the word as being like noodle, noodle, noodle.
Yes.
Or
That's one of the things I like
scrub,
most.
scrub.
I really like that about
chocolate,
this movie.
chocolate, chocolate.
Whatever they're doing in any given scene, if it's been 5 minutes and there hasn't been a song, they'll just stop and make a song out of whatever they're doing.
And it's just that word. It kind of reminded me of Popeye. Like,
yes.
Like meat.
Yes.
You know, back at the, I also thought it was too plotty. There were too many plot lines going on, too many villains. I would have preferred if you had like a group of, you had the monastery thing going on, and then you had the chocolatiers, and then you just had a ragtag group of, you know, townspeople that are going to help him do whatever. I would have preferred that rather than, although I did love Olivia Colman's
right, but you just
character.
cut that shit out.
It was
too much. Yeah. Too much chocolate.
I mean, I didn't hate my time while I was there. Time was just kind of happening.
Yeah.
In front of me, and the CGI stuff. So, which I don't care for very much.
Sure, a lot of CGI.
So much CGI, but I do say like it was better done than the Cats was. I thought it was more tastefully done. But that being said, I think I'll have to go with 2 bones.
2 bones.
Utah, give me 2.
Listen, this is Wonka. It is not owed the world.
Oh, and there is one more thing. I wish it had been darker. Because that was so great about the original one, is that you get this like sinister element, and this creepy. I mean, Chalamet was creepy in his own way, but he never unintentionally. But he never did anything actually where you're like, he could,
except for the grooming of Noodle.
Except for the grooming of Noodle. But I think that was incidental.
That was danger.
Hashtag grooming
that would
the
have been
noodle.
a cool way to play it up. Like, does he really have her best intentions in mind?
Right.
So I wish
something.
he were a little more Ted Bundy.
Right. Yes. A little darkness would have been welcome. A little dark chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Bishki.
Yeah, I'm sort of with Tucker on the music. I wasn't bopping.
You weren't bopping.
But when I heard in the intro, that's the first time I heard prequel. I didn't know what I was getting into.
You didn't know.
And then I was like, well, they're gonna, this the ultimate rise of Willy Wonka. They're gonna build the factory, and he's gonna get powerful, and he's gonna build all his and there's gonna be he's gonna go to Oompa-Loompa land and get the Oompa-Loompas.
That's next year.
That's my problem with some of these prequels that are trying to set up IP for more.
Yes.
Like the Planet of the Apes ones. It's like, I just want to get to the Statue of Liberty.
Yep.
Like I want to get to the one that leads into the next one. But this one is like, we're starting from the bottom of Willy, and we're like,
now we're here.
And we're maybe going to do 2 or 3 more if we can. And
just milk that giraffe for all it's worth.
But we do get sort of like the hallucination of the chocolate factory at the end, which is kind of cool. And I thought Chalamet was fine. Like,
what did you think of the digital chocolates? A lot of the chocolates are digital in this.
Yeah, I mean, coming off of Tim Burton, like I hate to keep giving back to Tim Burton, but the digital stuff in that movie is so repellent.
Tim Burton's digital chocolate
that anything
playing the Gobi tent at Coachella this year.
That anything other than that digitally, it's advanced. I'll say in the last 20 years.
Okay, great.
But I'm right there with Tucker, right in the middle for 2 bones.
Give me 2.
2 bones for Wonka. All right, Sister Emma. You're going to have to explain yourself.
Man, I don't know.
Talk us through it. I knew you were fraught.
About it.
Fraught
there were
chocolate.
times that I had some fun. I was, having a laugh, not intentionally. That's not where I should be laughing. But,
right. Laughing on the offbeats.
Yeah. The songs were, some of them were fine. They were all like real slow. It just, the rhythm of the whole thing felt kind of off.
Slow noodle.
To me. A slow noodle. I don't know that I would stop and watch it again.
Would you fold laundry
You
to
will
it?
if you're at my house.
I guess.
Her house, her rules.
Yeah. So I didn't even really think about the bones because I was just kind of there.
You were there.
Through it. Like Brother Tucker, too. Like time just kind of went.
Yeah, it did.
So I was sitting at 1.5.
Yes.
It's
fair.
I could Brother Ben bump it.
Oh shit.
It's a Brother Ben bump, y'all.
So I'm going to give this 2 bones.
Boom, with a Brother Ben bump.
Give me 2.
That's pure love and light for the end of the year here. I'll try to surf on that liquid shit chocolate. There's something about watching people eat chocolate that has something similar to why I imagine people watch the Food Network and like why it's entertaining. It's just cool to watch people eat fancy chocolate. Like, I don't know why, but I could watch a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was into that. Credit where due. And, you know, even if it's digital chocolate, I'm still just, again, maybe that's because I was stoned. I'm just like, chocolate, yeah, yeah, eat that chocolate, yeah. So I think that's why it was working for me immensely initially, even though it was Dork City, population Willy Wonka. But when we got to the little caper, the capelet, the weed had long dissipated. And I was just like, oh, I don't need this contrived caper to get into this vault to get fucking a green ledger.
Yeah.
Like it's a ledger.
It's not even chocolate in there.
No, I want like get in there and get the ultimate chocolate ingredient or something. You know, anything but a ledger. But anyway,
it's like a blue giraffe in there.
Yeah, like a blue giraffe that I got to milk. So I did enjoy the liquid shit finale. That was huge for me. So
redemptive.
It was almost redemptive.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna thread the needle between Clara's high shit mark and your guys' low bones, and I'm gonna give it 2.5 bones.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Now there were some wild teens in the theater that came out with us and got in the car right next to us. So I Grey Poupon the window and told him to roll down. She wasn't going to do it initially. I think she thought I was
asking for money.
I was going to ask for money or I'm a carjacker or something, but I held up the microphone, which again has a pistol grip. And we're a van full of like pistol grip mic'd fools here.
Been scoped out by the cops before.
Yes, but she did roll down her window, and this is the interaction that occurred. What did you guys think of Wonka?
We thought it was amazing. We're huge Timothee Chalamet fans.
Oh, hell yeah. So from 0 to 4 bones, 4 being the best, what do you give it?
3.5. 3.5.
Thank you for your input.
Absolutely. Have a great night, guys.
Yes. So they were in for Chalamet all the way.
All the love and light to Chalamet.
All the love and light. That's a good...
But they were of an appropriate age to be all about the Chalamet.
That's true. That's true. So it really worked for them. So again, like, it's dorky, but I recommend this movie. Like, it's a good time. It's a strange time.
Mm-hmm.
You got to experience that giraffe milking and the noodle song.
Let's quickly settle the score.
Let's do it.
It's time I settle the score.
What do you guys think the critics think of
God.
good old Wonka?
I have no fucking idea.
I think 67.
I think that's low.
Ooh, do you?
I think critics are going to be caught up in the spirit of it all.
Really?
I don't know.
It's higher.
It is higher.
83.
Very close. 84.
84. Okay.
Vindicated.
What do you think those girls? What do you think those girls thought of Chalamet?
Audience score. Chalamet heads. Oh man, is it going to be higher? Oh,
I think it might be
75.
A little bit higher.
90
on the spot.
90.
Wow.
90.
You saw the twinkle in that lady's eye.
3.5 bones. I mean,
Wow.
that feels right.
90 verified Chalamet.
Perhaps the people sitting in this vehicle are not the target audience.
Right. So that's why I'm saying, like, follow Clara's love and light and give dead-eyed Chalamet a shot.
And we also want to dedicate this episode,
yes,
to Brother Greg and
Sister Jan.
Jan.
You guys funded this endeavor.
We utilized some donations to secure some tickets for our prestigious guests.
Yes, thank you for the Venmo contribution.
Thank you.
And so we thank you so much for continuing to support us. And if you would like, we do have a Venmo now. It's at Movie Lodgecast On Venmo, you can find us if you want to donate tax write-off early in the year.
Yeah, or if you want to
Get into the holiday spirit.
give us some Wonka
except for
gummies.
after. Yeah.
And we'll give you a shout out on the episode of our choice. So it might be a Wonka, it might be a Jingle Smells. You never know what you're going to get. You never know what fantastical adventure your money will fund. So, Brother Tucker, thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully it'll be another strange musical that we have you on again for.
I love it. I love it.
Sister Clara, thank you for the love and light. It's very important, a very important part of this balanced Lodgecast diet to have plenty of love and light.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And Sister Emma, thank you as well for
Your downer.
for working through your fraught bones.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you for having me.
And because this is the last episode of the year, and Brother Lucas, who I texted during the film, informed me that he did not get out to see Wonka. Big surprise. We're going to give him a call for a little year-end love and light. Paging Hothead.
Hothead Hotline.
There he is.
Lucas.
Speak your beef.
Brother Lucas, we just Wonka'd.
Oh man, how was your tour through the factory?
we didn't get to the
Didn't
factory
quite make it.
till the very end.
The fireworks factory.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Oh man,
It's a prequel.
It's a prequel. There's no factory. Oh my god, I would have been really disappointed to learn that in real time.
Yes, it's probably for the best that you didn't go get Wonka'd. But we just wanted to give you a call to ring in the end of the year and another year of all-timer Lodgecasts. We love you, Lucas.
Thank you. I love the Lodgecast family, all our special guests, all the amazing movies we've seen, the salad dragons we rode on, and the croutons we snacked on. And a big thank you, Lodge Master, for all your hard work. Organizing and scheduling and recording and mixing and editing.
What
and
a sweet boy.
The Lord's work, man. It's all pure love and light in our Lodgecast factory.
Yeah.
Where everyone's a winner. We don't kill anybody like Timmy Showles. He doesn't get to that part yet. He doesn't.
No, he just has serial killer eyes in it. You can see it in his eyes.
It's blossoming.
But anyway, we love you, Lucas, and we love you, listeners. Love and light to all of you out there.
Happy holiday season and happy new year, and we will see you next year.
Love and light.
Love and light, everyone.
I've got another puzzle for you. If you are wise, you listen to me. Do you play when your kid is up? Rack and bird and spoiled like a Siamese. Cat blaming the kids is a lion up. Shame you know exactly who's to blame. The mother and the father. If you're not spoiled, then you will go far. You will live in happiness too. Like who do you play when your kid is up? Rat and bird and spoiled like a Siamese. Cat blaming the kids is a lion up. Shame you know exactly who's to blame. The mother and the father.
I could care less